live with Erika Ishii, who is an incredible actor and voice actor or actress. I don't know what term you prefer.
Incredible acting.
You prefer she, right?
She, they.
They.
Yeah.
Cool. Are the voice of Anna Bray in Destiny 2, Amanda in Dream Daddy, that sounds so dirty, and Ruth Dzeng in Cyberpunk, among so many other things. But those are the top that we start y'all with. Welcome.
Hi. Oh my God, it's just so nice to catch up with you.
Dude, your blue hair looks rad. Can you tell us all about it?
Thank you. Yes. So I did, sort of social media promotion for the election, for the Georgia special election. And I said, hey, please go out and vote. Let's flip the Senate blue. If we flip the Senate blue, then I will wear this wig for a week, including 2 voiceover sessions where they can see me. Like some people were like, oh, like you reminded me to vote. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. That's perfect. And like, we have a blue Senate. And so, yeah, I am a woman I'm a person of my word.
Woman of blue. Erika, you on camera, you do a lot of really awesome, spunky roles. I want to talk about the, God, it's not circus. What's it called? The awesome TV show that's kind of like magical and
Carnival Row.
That thing, Carnival. I'm like circus carnival.
Yeah. So so that was really cool. I was working with Nerdist, doing sort of hosting stuff, and they sent me and a couple other hosts to Prague to the set during reshoots. And it was the idea.
Prague?
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Prague so much. It's one of my favorite cities in the world now.
Yeah. How long were you in Prague working on that?
So we were there for about a week, and so I got to be like this like assassin fairy. It was really cool, and so you can see me in the background.
An assassin fairy, people.
I was like, this is my final form. This is it, and they had like cool, they like put cool like extension braids in my hair, and like
those are such cool roles because they're just so like edgy and different and crazy.
And that's the thing is that like the hairdresser, he was like, oh, because a lot of them have wigs and everything. He's like, oh, I really like the side shave. It like is like punk and fits the character, so we're just gonna give you extra extensions and braids and like beading on this side.
There's something about walking in the room with a side shave that people like pay attention. There's I would forget it that I just gotten it, and I'm like, oh right, I have a side shave. And I think people automatically start making assumptions about you, like tats, Oh, she's got to be like badass. I might not be badass at all, but I have a side shave. So all of a sudden people are like, oh yeah.
It does take a certain kind of personality to want to do something like that, because it is something unconventional. And especially as an actor too, that that's going to put you in a certain category.
For sure.
But
also I think that like you and I, we also fit those roles, like personality wise, like I love those roles more than like, I'm going to play a lawyer. I want you to tell me about your amazing voice acting career, dude. I saw you at Abrams once upon a time in the waiting room.
That's right. Yeah, that was when we first.
Who is she? She badass. And then when you walked into Brian's thing and we were going to do the D&D thing, I'm like, I know her, but why? Like I couldn't,
Right.
And then it hit me that it was, waiting to go in for an audition. So guys, we have the same agents. Yay. I saw your IMDb has stuff since 1992. Were you recording shit when you were 5 years old? Like what?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I did the whole child actor thing. I am a Hollywood kid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You're so grounded and real. It doesn't seem like you're a child actor because, we have this idea that they're all brats.
The child actor thing, my parents were both in the film industry. My mom was a film editor. My dad was a camera assistant.
What's your heritage?
I am Japanese and Chinese, a little bit Indian. But I'm like 4th generation American.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Do you understand the cool writing on your wall?
Oh, that was my last name, Ishii.
Ishii. Oh, cool.
Like,
they were asking at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
Also, your fucking couch is stellar.
Oh my God, I love my couch. Oh, actually, I want to show you something. My friend gave me this, and like, I gotta show you. I got a giant Snorlax beanbag. my friend was like, hey, I'm giving away a giant Snorlax bean. Like, do you want it? And I was like, yes. She's like, I have no room for it. And I was like, I live in like a 500 square foot apartment. Like, I have no room for it, but hell yeah, I'll take this.
It's like the size of your couch, dude.
I know.
Let's also talk about your awesome chair. It's a freaking cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah, dude, look. So, yeah, CD Projekt Red sent it to me. It's got like the Johnny Silverhand, like the Oni sort of insignia and stuff, and they were very sweet and sent me a lot of cool swag.
They sent her that because she works in Cyberpunk, guys. She does the voice of a character there. Talk to me about your Cyberpunk character, because that's a badass video game.
It's so funny because, you know, I've always loved Cyberpunk. And I remember seeing that original teaser trailer for Cyberpunk and just like being like, I love this so much. And back then I was still just doing, Twitch streaming and hosting, and I wasn't really doing voice acting. But I ended up getting called in for that. And Ruth she's like, think like a Colbert Report or Daily Show sort of host, where she's like a newscaster, but she's like a comedian.
Yeah.
And you know, it was so much fun. They just let me kind of go and get, you know, like really sarcastic and out there.
What does she sound like?
It's like pretty much my voice, but like a little more like meaner, I guess.
Yeah.
A little sassier, I guess. Originally they brought me in for that character, but then they're like, oh, you can do other stuff. And then I did there's a dollhouse manager, which is sort of like the brothel, I guess. Like
yeah.
And she in Cloud, she's so cute. She's got like blue hair. She's got like these buns and like she's real cute. And that was fun. So I did that character, and then also like a Japanese pop singer character. That one was fun. Red Menace, because it was like almost like racist or like Japanese accent, which is like I can do an actual Japanese accent, but while she's like performing, she has it. But then like backstage, she just kind of has like my voice, you know?
Yeah.
It was really fun.
You were a child actor, but when did you start honing in on like the awesomeness of voice acting? Because on camera kind of makes sense. It's this world that you like, as a kid, you watch TV and you're like, oh, but voice acting is, you kind of have to discover it, right? And go, oh, it's the thing where
a lot of voice actors, especially, I mean, sort of in the earlier generations, like did other things. They did on camera or radio or musicians. Like almost all of us are like musical in some way. And then they fell into voice acting. It was kind of like, they were like, oh, this is the thing, and I love it. But for me, yeah, so I was doing on-camera acting, and then I stopped for a while to do school. I was at UCLA, mass media communications, and actually like I was like, I don't want to do like a Daily Show sort of a host thing. That was what I wanted to do.
You still could.
I went back to acting after college. I was at Strasberg Institute, the Method School, and UCB, and I had the gaming show. And because I love gaming, I've always been a gamer, and so I got to talk to so many developers and voice.
Wait, you're a gamer? The chat's gonna go wild. All they want, all my guests to be your gamers.
Surprise! Yeah, I set out to do voice acting for video games. I have always loved, voice acting. I grew up with like, Animaniacs and the Nickelodeon stuff. And I loved all of the Warner Brothers cartoons, and anime. And so like, I knew it was a possibility, but I knew it was a big buy-in because, to be honest, like it's maybe around $1,000 to cut a demo professionally, and then
or more,
acting, or more, I think the final straw for me was I played The Last of Us, and that just, I was like, oh my God, we have this new medium of storytelling that is growing up in our lifetime. It's like being in the beginning of cinema.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that. And so I was like, yeah, I want to do that. That is what I want to do. And so I started pursuing video game, like voice acting for video games.
Because you have a pretty extensive video game resume.
Yeah, and that's how I sort of got in, was like I started, before I was, before I had an agent, I was sort of doing a lot of indie work, like indie video games. And so I got really, I feel like I kicked in the back door, or something, because like nobody has the same voice acting origin story. And mine feels like very specific to video games.
Yeah.
It gave me an edge because like I knew what different games were supposed to sound like. And I mean, like they don't tell you what the games are when you audition. So you're like, I really hope that this is a sort of more serious, grounded Grand Theft Auto thing and not like a poppy JRPG. Like, but you don't know.
You have no idea. Yeah.
You gotta guess. You gotta make a strong choice and stick with it. And a huge thing for me was like I called in and I got to do some like atmospheric voices for Last of Us 2, which I was like, oh my God, it's like full circle.
You're in World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft, yeah. That was my first, and that's the thing is I started, again, I've been a gamer and a game fan for a long time. Back before I was doing all this and I was like working a bunch of odd jobs, I was doing figure modeling, like cosplay figure modeling.
Yeah.
For like art classes. And I had this teacher that I was working with at Cal Arts, and he said, oh yeah, I do sculpture classes at this like video game company down in Irvine, Blizzard and everything. I was like, take me with you. And so it's like a 3-hour drive, and so I drive those 3 hours to like do figure modeling just so I could like hang out on campus and
figure modeling.
Finger modeling. Now to sort of again like bring it full circle to be cast in. I was Domino Venomblade in the newest expansion of WoW, and it's wild to hear my voice in that game and have friends like sending me screen pictures of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like I got to be like a Blizzard villain.
What's it like to voice Anna Bray, and how is it to voice a character in a game you also play?
It's so weird. It's so weird. It's funny because I played Destiny before I was in it. And I don't know that I don't know that I've gone in and played since I voiced Anna Bray, because like I don't know, there's something like it feels weird, just like like most actors, it's difficult for me to hear.
Do you cringe, or have you gotten used to it?
It depends on like the character. I think the further away a character is from me, the more I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Sorry, I also did voice Critis.
Tell me about Critis.
So Critis was one of the big bad, one of like sort of like the mini bosses, if you will, in the latest season of Beyond Light of Destiny. And that was cool because like that was a character that was like, I got to create completely. And I was like, how do you like something sort of like, like evil, clean sort of a voice?
I love that all our queens are, sort of become British.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's just like, also, it's like that mid-Atlantic sound, It's like,
that too, like, for sure,
yeah. So that was really cool because it was like, I got to play like a hero and a villain, and the Critis fight can be annoying. So amazing to be part of the Destiny world because like, that cast is stacked, and it's just, that was probably my first like big AAA job, and I just couldn't believe it. That's wild.
Let's wrap this baby up. I don't want to keep you much longer. This has been so fabulous. Give a thought to things that you want to plug. We'll mention your Insta again in the chat and all that stuff, but or any closing wonderful remarks to people.
I'm on Twitter a lot at Erika Ishii. I'm on Instagram. That's the problem with games. The one problem with games is it's just like, like it's very rare that you can actually say anything about things in the future, and just like, I have stuff coming so soon. Thank you for poking me to do this. I had fun.
You are so welcome. And you all get on Apagando las Luces. Keep booming and pooping.